I gotta warn everybody. This is gonna be an angry veterans rant. So if that's not like what you're interested in hearing, I would recommend that you just click off right now. I don't know why. I think it's because it's Father's Day, and I've spent pretty much the entire day with my wife and my son. This was one of the rare Father's Days that I've been home for, and it's been a fantastic day. But they're both off. They went off to the grocery store, and I was just chilling on my phone. And because I'm a masochist, I started, I guess, looking at Twitter, and that's never a good idea. And I've been following like Jackie and all. I used to follow Shane Noakes, and he called me a Nazi pedophile and blocked me. Patrick, I'm not even sure when he blocked me. So I've been watching like Jackie and some of the other interesting people that I follow. And what I love about Jackie is she's one of those people that she does this annoying thing where she'll make hot takes that I would argue are pretty stupid. And she falls back on like anybody that questions her hot take with, well, I was in the military and you weren't. So you don't know what you're talking about, what you're dealing with, kind of thing. And military's weird in that you can have two people enlist in the military at the same time, and they do vastly different things. And I'm not trying to say that Jackie isn't a veteran. I have no reason not to believe she's a veteran. I have no reason to believe that she didn't serve honorably, or at least get an honorable discharge. But I find that a lot of people in America, I would argue one of the greatest issues in America we have is we heavily romanticize violence, and we heavily romanticize warfare. And warfare is awful. Warfare is it's awful. Like one of the things that's never really kind of expressed in movies. Because movies, it's always like, your combat buddy gets shot somehow in like the chest or whatever, and you're able to hold him while he says his goodbye. That's not how we die. And like one of the things you learn real quickly is when a guy bleeds out and dies, you smell the shit, like excrement. That's one of the first things that happens when you die is you shit yourself. Like I don't think Jackie has the same experiences as me. And I'm not even talking about getting hurt with an IED. I mean, I don't think Jackie understands the paperwork involved as an NCO when you lose people on your patrol kind of thing. I don't think Jackie's ever driven while on leave like 12 hours one direction to visit a gravesite of a guy you lost on a previous deployment. And you're there at the gravesite and you're talking to the tombstone. You're having a conversation with a guy that's no longer around. And his parents show up. And that's happened to me, unfortunately, more than once. I'm sorry if I get too emotional, but it's always unreal. Because you kind of always expect the parents to get angry at you, and they don't. More often than not, they don't. They'll talk to you, and it's hard to have that conversation about what you thought about their son and how much their son meant to you. And I think it would be easier if, like, the mom just spat on me and the dad took a swing. And it's never happened. Usually what ends up happening is the mom hugs me, dad shakes my hand, and they offer to buy me a meal. And, I tell them I got to get on the road because I only got, like, I'm only supposed to be taking like 3 days of leave. And I drove 12 hours to Iowa, so I got to get back in my car. And, you're driving back, and, driving out there, I do it in one spot, maybe 2 spots where I have to stop, take a piss break. Driving back takes twice as long because I got to pull off to cry, Um, It's just, I don't know. I see these hot takes, and it's Father's Day, and I know against my best wishes, there's a better than 50-50 shot. My son's going to follow me in the military, and I don't want him to do it. I don't want him to do it. Even though it legitimately is a good opportunity, pays for college, medical benefits are good and all that, and there's worse things you can do than just going off to college without any idea of what you're going to do. You have no idea. You have no idea, and you're just taking up gobs and gobs of debt. But I don't want my son to ever go through what I went through. And I don't want to make it sound like I'm bitter about the military, because I would have never met my wife in college if it wasn't for me doing 6 years in the military first. But I just keep seeing more and more of these people that are like, oh, we should have boots on the ground in Ukraine and shit. You see these people like Jackie, who, like, the thing about Jackie that pisses me off is the moment that anyone tries to push back on her on social media, she flexes the whole, I'm ex-military, I know what I'm talking about. And it's like, you never did, like, Jackie, if you were forward deployed, you were in the green zone. You were absolutely in the fucking green zone. You never once took mortar fire. You never once had to deal with IEDs. You never once had to clear a room or any of that shit. You know it, I know it. And I'm not trying to do the whole flex where it's like you're not a true veteran if you weren't, doing what I did. Because that's bullshit. Along the same lines, too, like one of the issues that I run into is I'll have guys, men and women, who are dealing with severe PTSD, and they don't want to open up about it. They don't want to get help for it because their PTSD involves like a car accident. Or unfortunately, way too unfortunately, for our female military members, it involves like a sexual assault, whether it was a civilian or as a fellow military member. And they deserve all the help in the world. They deserve all the help in the world, just like any woman dealing with that stuff. And unfortunately, and I'll be real with you, it's not just women that go through that scenario. Way too many military men have to deal with this. It's just like, I don't know, this gung-ho bullshit kind of, it's just amazing to me now because I'm seeing people who are supposedly left-wing, or not even left-wing, I guess, central, or, center, like Democrat voters now. They're all doing the same bullshit talking points that we used to get my ass sent off to Afghanistan. I still have never gotten somebody to explain to me why a bunch of Saudis blowing up the World Trade Center meant that I had to unleash hell on a bunch of goat farmers in Afghanistan. They didn't even know the freaking New York City existed. Chances are the majority of Afghanis don't even know that if New York City is a thing now. I don't know. I stupidly looked at my phone and it got me riled up. And I'm getting this out of my system before my wife and my son get back from the grocery store. I've actually had a very fantastic Father's Day, and I hope everybody else has had a good Father's Day. For you out there that don't have your father anymore, my heart goes out to you, and I hope you remember the good times you had with your father. For you guys that have kids and you're deadbeat dads, somebody should beat you to death with a 2x4. But that's just my opinion. I'm kidding about that. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. You have a good Father's Day. I'm looking forward to the Concacaf Final. It's funny in my household because my wife is Polish. We've always been a Bundesliga family because that was the league, German league that Lewandowski played for forever. My wife loves Lewandowski. He's like the greatest athlete in Poland. He has since moved off to the Spanish leagues, but because of my son, follows what my wife is interested in. My son was really into the Bundesliga with Dortmund and stuff under the Christian Pulsnick or whatever his name for the U.S. Well, now he plays in Chelsea for Chelsea in the English Premier League, but my son is still to this day a Dortmund fan, so we don't follow the English Premier League on the old TV and stuff. But this is the Concacaf is a pretty big thing for my kid. So that's the whole reason they're at the grocery store. They're buying a bunch of stuff, or we're gonna have a big old cookout and then watch the game. So I hope everybody is spending time with their family and all. And I apologize for my rant. Y'all take care. Ciao.